Okay, welcome back, everyone. And thanks for returning so promptly. Thank you for that. I've heard a lot of really positive comments about the workshops. I think you've all enjoyed going round, and we thought an hour might be quite a long time, but the feedback we're getting is that you've really enjoyed it and found it to be beneficial, so that's great. I'd now like to introduce you to Anne Armstrong, who's Nurse Director for NHS Lanarkshire, who's going to give us her closing remarks for today. So I'd just like to ask Anne to come up to the platform. Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay? No? Can you hear me now? Can I move that along? Yeah? I'm Anne Armstrong, I'm the Nurse Director for the North Lanarkshire Partnership, and I've got the last slot, and I'm sure Friday afternoon, fantastic day as it has been, you'll be dying to get away. So I don't plan to spend lots and lots of time making points and comments, but hopefully just some of my initial thinking and going forward. That last hour, I have to say, was absolutely fantastic. I could have spent 2 hours probably down there. There's so much excellent work going on. It's really heartwarming, especially to finish on a Friday afternoon. Seeing that fantastic work is just great. And at one point we were going round, we were being prompted for the final speaker, and I thought, oh goodness, that's us. We need to really, really go. So, in thinking about the key messages, there's a few that's came through for me. And the first one is, children need to be nurtured to achieve their full potential. It seems really simple, the importance of nurture and attachment, but actually, if we don't get it right and we don't support people, then we'll not get the really positive, effective adults that live at North Lanarkshire in the future. We have a real opportunity to start and really support and develop our local communities to be the best people they can absolutely be, the best form of their own self. The importance of attachment and nurture and positive self-esteem on positive behaviours just cannot be underestimated or undervalued. And every single person in this room has a really important role in achieving that. The other thing that struck me is that whilst it's a huge task, it seems really huge, and sometimes the odds feel stacked against you with all the issues that are around between deprivation and so on, and addictions and so on. Actually, every single person, every single day can make a difference and really support children and families to thrive. And we can do that through the range of tools that we've got at our fingertips. You know, whether that's through GIRFEC, whether it's about putting the Solihull approach and training into practice, whether it's about the resilience models or my family triangle and wellbeing supports, we can make a difference, but only can make a difference if we are skilled, if we take the time to really listen and understand what people are telling us, to work together, use common language in a simple way that we all understand and we're clear about what we're doing together. We implement our plan together and we step back and look at what's working, what we might need to do differently, and how we might go forward together. It's about real partnership working between the families and every single person involved around that child and their family thereafter. One of the things I found really happens, I say I could have spent at least 2 hours down that room looking at all of the fantastic practice, was it's small examples of what we could really, really do. Whether that's about income maximisation, whether it's about supporting families to understand how they might improve their parenting skills, whether it's about supporting people who have a perinatal mental illness to parent. We need to do it not just in wee pockets, but actually every single day, every single child, every single family. So actually, the pockets of good practice become the normal practice every single day across the whole of Lanarkshire to really help us make a difference and support children and families to become fantastic adults in the future. What I also heard was the commitment of everybody in this room to making a difference, the commitment of the people down the stairs who are leading in bits of good practice, fantastic stuff, from the chief executives of both health and the council to make a difference. We need to make sure, though, that we really build that momentum, because if we all then took that into practice and brought another half a dozen folk along with us, we'd be really unstoppable, and we could make a massive impact to families living in Lanarkshire. So I think we're at the very start of a journey, but I think we've got some real momentum behind us. You'll need to look around this room to look at the number of people who are still here at this time on a Friday afternoon and haven't wandered off because actually want to make a difference. So Callum started today with a challenge to us all. And he started with things saying, take away at least one thing tangible that you, getting out this room, are going to do on Monday. You've got the weekend to think about it. You've seen fantastic practice. You've heard fantastic presentations. What's the one thing, small, large, small, maybe even better, bite-sized chunks, that you can do on Monday and on Tuesday and on Wednesday and in a year's time that'll make a real difference, and it'll bring your colleagues along with you and really start to get that momentum going so we get to the end of our journey. Now, that is all I was going to say. However, we're really keen to hear what you thought of today, what went well, what we could have done better, because for next time we need to learn from what you guys are telling us. Really want to hear about that one thing that you're going to take away and do on Monday and Tuesday and thereafter, because we want to follow you up with that. And as a reward, and there is a reward, there is a goodie bag for every single person who fills in the evaluation. Now, I don't know what it is. You'll need to fill in the evaluation to find out. So please do, and thank you very much for your participation today. You've been fabulous.
I hope I've maybe burned off some calories running up and down these stairs today. I'd just like to thank Anne for her closing remarks. The graveyard slot, as they say, on a Friday afternoon. Now, you'll understand that events like this just don't happen themselves. There's a lot of organisation goes into it. And so I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has been involved in organising today, to Cheryl and all the early years team who've put all this together, and they're excellent. They always make a fantastic job. And I'd also like to thank the civic staff here who've been excellent too at making sure that everything flows. So a big thank you to all of them. Thanks very much. And thank you too to all our guest speakers, all different, but bringing a really strong message that is really, it helps us to take this forward. And as Anne's saying, what is the one thing you're going to do when you go back to work on Monday? And certainly they've given us plenty of food for thought. And I'd like to say a big thank you to all of our guest speakers today, and to you too for your commitment and staying here for the whole day. And we know how committed you are to taking this forward, and thanks very much for that. Thank you.